Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Thankful Thursday. Today we'll be discussing yoga and stretching for neck discomfort. So that being said, there's a lot of things that can be going on when we have some neck discomfort. I had someone reach out to me who had some pinched nerves in the neck. It's no secret that I have some bulging cervical disc and some degenerative disc disease. So no matter what's going on in your neck is very important. You do want to have yourself checked out medically before you would do any kind of yoga, stretches, anything like that. Some of the exercises we'll do today, if you have discomfort, you might back out of them. I'll be using a towel for some of them, a couple blocks, and a resistance band for one exercise, as well as the wall. So if you need to watch this later, it'll be available on YouTube as well. Let's see what else. The other thing would be is, sometimes if you have discomfort only on one side of the neck, I'm going to be doing both sides, exercises to both sides or stretches to both sides, but you might only be doing one or you might be doing more to one side. So I'm going to trust you to trust, any medical opinion you have and your own intuition with your body, because this is an online sort of platform, so I can't be seeing what you're doing, obviously. That being said, I'll invite you to find a comfortable seated position, whether it's on the floor or in a chair, but making your way there. For today, we're gonna bring our hands together and then separate the fingers a little bit. So it's almost like you're just kind of holding something in between them. And then you can roll the shoulders back and down and kind of bring them in towards the heart center here. You might soften your gaze or close your eyes, and I'll invite you to just take those deep abdominal breaths. If you're a yogi, you can do Dirga 3-part breathing. Inhaling, filling your belly, letting the ribs expand out like the gills of a fish. Keep inhaling all the way up to your collarbones. Exhale, reverse the direction. Drawing the navel slightly up, slightly in. That's going to compress your vagus nerve, and that will bring you into that rest and digest. And so continuing your version of relaxing breath here, knowing that this hand position in yoga is known as Sakshi Mudra, which is the gesture of the witness consciousness for cultivating self-study. In yoga we call self-study Spadihaya. Holding this hand position is known to open and balance the first through 6 chakras or energy centers of the body, from safety all the way up to wisdom. It's also going to be directing our breath and awareness into the neck and the head, and this creates a sort of massaging effect on the pituitary gland, and it helps to support cervical alignment, so those neck vertebrae. It's also going to help us to create space between our thoughts so that thoughts and beliefs can come to the surface and just be witnessed more easily, so witnessing rather than reacting. It helps us in cultivating clarity and equanimity as well. And if you like, you can repeat the following mantra silently to yourself. Stepping into witness consciousness, I now release any limiting beliefs for my innate wholeness. Stepping into witness consciousness, I now release any limiting beliefs for my innate wholeness. So continuing that nice deep breathing, you're welcome to drop the hands down at any time that your arms do become tired. And Dolly Parton said, find out who you are and do it on purpose. Isn't it interesting? I wonder if you already know that you are whole and complete just as you are. You were born perfectly unique and deserving of bliss. Sometimes we spend time doing things we think we should do or things that please other people, yet this is not our true purpose here. They say not to should on yourself for a reason. It does not make things easier or more fulfilling. What would it be like instead to focus on the things you do enjoy, the things that give you a sense of joy, that make you smile? When we are doing things we enjoy, we easily and automatically open up to manifesting more of these same things and attracting others with the same interest. This can be a life-changing practice of following one's heart. So I'd like to invite you to take a full and easy breath in, and as you exhale, just let come to mind something you truly enjoy. It could be anything at all. Just letting it come up. Perhaps it's an activity or something similar. Maybe it's time when you're feeling most happy or at ease, when you're around someone, or it's time on your own, whatever it might be for you. Just taking note of how this makes you feel inside. And that's right. Letting that feeling flow from your head all the way down to your toes and from your skin into your bones. Really just enjoying a moment here. That's right. And if it serves you in any way to anchor into this feeling, you could do so with your breath, taking another breath, maybe even naming this feeling with a word, phrase, a sound, an image, anything at all, just so you can bring it back to your consciousness whenever you like. Good, good, good. And then gently joining me back in the room, allowing the eyes to flutter open and close, maybe stretching or moving out a little bit. Great. So we'll continue just that nice deep abdominal breathing for about 3 breaths. If you want to have a hand on your belly, you're welcome to do so. You don't have to. And if you like to add the ocean sound, you're welcome to. It's kind of cooler weather, so I'm liking a little bit of Ujjayi Ocean myself. And I also use some doTERRA past tense on my neck today. It's my favorite go-to for neck or headache kind of pain. A lot of people like deep blue. I love deep blue or lemongrass, but on my neck I do like that past tense. So after your 3rd round, release any hands. They can just be wherever they're comfortable. So we're going to do a little bit of what we call Anuloma Viloma. It's a type of alternate nostril breathing, a little bit different from Nadi Shodhana though. So it's going to be done mentally or psychically, so we're not going to be blocking the nostrils today. We're just going to think about inhaling up through the left nostril, and then mentally exhale down that left nostril. Now inhale up the right nostril, exhale through the right nostril. Again, inhale left, exhale left nostril, inhale right nostril, exhale right nostril. We'll do 2 more. Inhale left nostril, exhale left, inhale right nostril, exhale right. We're going to continue to do that and add arms. So as you inhale through your left nostril, lift your left arm. As you exhale through your left nostril, slowly lower that arm. And then same with the right. Inhale right, exhale right, inhale left, exhale left, inhale right, exhale right, inhale left, exhale left, inhale right, exhale right. Continuing this time adding head. So inhale left, turn head right. Exhale, bring the head center, lower the arm. Inhale right nostril and arm, turn head left. Exhale right, lower head center. Inhale left nostril. Exhale. Inhale right nostril. Exhale right. Inhale left nostril. Exhale left. And we'll pause here, just noticing any shifts. You might even notice if one nostril feels a little bit more open or if there's been a change there. Okay. So the next thing we'll do is a chin tuck. This is so lovely to do on camera. You're going to basically make it look like you have a double chin. So you're tucking your chin in, sitting up straight, and you're going to hold this for 10 seconds. And then 2 options, release. You can just release or you can tip the head slightly back. Caution with any vertebra here, and we'll repeat that. So tuck, you can gaze down at the chest or close your eyes if that's more comfortable for you. Another 10 seconds. And then coming to center or a slight extension here. And we'll repeat it 2 more times for a total of 5, but you can do this about 10 times a day, building up, of course. If there's any discomfort, if it's adding to that, then please do stop. And then bringing yourself back to center. So depending on how you're seated, this can even be done in a chair. We're going to sit on our right hand. So my right hand goes kind of under my right thigh. I'm going to take my left hand over my head, and my shoulders are rolled back and down. I'm going to tilt to the left. I'm not really pushing hard, but I'm going to feel a nice stretch here. I'm going to feel my shoulder blades join together. So I'll hold and just breathe. And then you can gently move up or back and forth a few times. So this is one that you might do more on one side or only on one side, depending on where you're at, what's going on. I'm going to do both sides. So I'll be sitting on the left. Right hand grabs my ponytail apparently. And just breathing at first, shoulders rolling back and down. And then maybe those gentle movements back and forth a few times. Honoring your body, of course. And then releasing out of that. So the next one we're going to do is the towel. So basically a towel just goes behind your head and you're resisting. So it's a slight tuck, but not a big tuck. So you're just kind of adding that resistance. So I'm really working my arms out. You can hold this for about 10 breaths. It's a nice stretch for the back of the neck there. So I'm going to release that. We're just going to shrug our shoulders nice and slow 10 times up to the ears. You might even match the movement with the breath. Maybe you inhale, exhale. A couple more. And last one or so, finishing up. So now we're gently going to do some shoulder rolls. So I like to roll forward first because I have a natural little curve, so I like to end by rolling back. So nice and gentle. Again, you can match the breath with the movement. About 2 more, anywhere from 8 to 10 to start. And then circle it the opposite way. So again, I like to do it back because I feel like I'm rolling my shoulders back down, opening my heart, but either way is fine. Oh, it feels so good too. So the next thing we want to do is a seated twist. So you can stay like this. If you like to be in a chair, that's fine. If you want to cross one leg over. Main thing is you just want to go nice and slow. So I'm just going to take my right hand behind me, my left hand here. Inhale and exhale and twist. I'm going to inhale, come back a little bit, lengthen, exhale. Maybe I'll take my head a little farther. So again, it's that shoulder neck stretch. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to do 2 more. very slowly, gonna come to the center and switch to the opposite side. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, twist. After you see how the first one goes, maybe you move the head, neck a little farther, honoring your body. Nice. And then slowly come back to the center. Take a moment and just see how that lands with you. I feel like you can also just see if there's any more range of motion or comfort in the neck. You can be doing this a lot slower. Maybe you drop your chin down and make little half circles, kind of like a smiley face. And roll the shoulders back and down one final time. So the next thing that I'd like for us to do is a cow face stretch, just the arm part though. And of course I'm pretty flexible. I can do that just with my hands, but I'd like to do it with a towel. I'm probably gonna turn sideways so you can see. So while I can do it like this, I'm kind of, sometimes I'm pushing my ribs out a little bit. So I want to really use the towel so that I can be pulling the bottom arm straighter. So that's getting into my upper shoulder blade and more my neck. And so we're just gonna hold here, and you're pressing your head back into your arms, a nice deep breathing. I really like how this gets into the shoulder blade. I so often don't have a towel with me when I practice, or just don't think to take the time. And I always, because I am flexible, my hands easily will meet behind, but this really, really gets into that neck and shoulder blade to use the towel. And then I'm gonna release. I like to take my opposite, so the bottom arm comes around on top just to kind of counter pose. I give myself a little hug, maybe I even round my body a little bit. A couple kind of cat-cows like this. That's an Ashleyism, I didn't learn that anywhere, but I like the way that feels on my body anyway. And then the same thing with the opposite side. And so it's that pull and push, the head into the elbow, nice deep breathing. It's amazing how that opens up that shoulder blade. I have to do this more often. Thank you guys. So of course, if there's any discomfort, back off a little bit, whatever works for you. And then the bottom arm, again, if you're doing what I do, is comes around on top. And a couple of those little movements, stretches here. And then move some stuff out of the way here. We won't need a resistance band till we're standing. So I'm gonna make sure I don't have anything to trip over here. And we'll come to a table pose now. So I always like cat-cows for just the whole kind of body, but it is good for the neck and the shoulders. So feel free to do as many of these as you like. So the next one, you'll have to use your own judgment and caution. We're gonna thread the needle. So I'm gonna take my right hand front and center. Inhale my left arm up, whether you look up or not, depends on your neck comfort. And I'm gonna thread this arm through. And so if it's comfortable and appropriate for you, you can lower your ear all the way to the mat. You can also extend that right arm. Other options are to thread the right arm around and behind. So I want to roll my shoulder back and down. If you're gonna move on from here, you definitely want to draw your navel muscles, your core in. You can tuck the right foot and press forward. It's a very, very strong neck and shoulder stretch. And so finding the version that's appropriate for you today and holding for 3 breaths. And then you'll slowly be releasing. So if you have toe tucked, lower the knee, unbind, hand will come down. Slide the left hand out. Make sure your right hand is in the center to counter pose by lifting. We'll do the opposite side. So left hand will come front and center. Inhale, right arm up. Thread to your comfort. Maybe shoulder and ear come down. That left arm can straighten if appropriate for you. You can bind it, rolling the shoulder back. You can tuck the toe, drawing the core in and hold here, anyone you like. 3 breaths. So come out, if you're tucked with the toe, lower the knee, unbind, and then slowly counterpose by lifting that threaded arm back up. Nice. So we're going to come down onto our bellies for a moment. This one you might want to strap for. So this is kind of an intense stretch too, and you'll have to make it your own. The right arm basically goes off to the side. I need some support under my neck, so I'm going to put my right ear to my block. I'm going to lift up with my fingertips of my left hand, bend my left foot, and roll halfway over. So you might be up like this, maybe you use a strap or a blanket. If you have the flexibility, you can reach both hands towards each other to get that shoulder blade neck stretch here. And so I'll hold for about 3 breaths. You can hold it longer if you like. And then very gently release. And if appropriate, move on to the opposite side. So left hand will be back. I'm gonna spider up my fingertips, roll part way, reach and stretch and breathe. And then very slowly come out, move your block out of the way. If it's appropriate for you, you might come up. I'm going to do a yin version, a seal with my arms out to the side. You can let the shoulders come up and then press them back and down a couple times or hold. Just to get a gentle stretch. Of course, honor your body. We're going to lower down and slide back to a child's pose. And you can have your legs, knees together or parted if that's more comfortable for you. If it's comfortable, let your hands be out in front. Maybe you take a moment and shift your hips or rock your forehead. That pressure can feel good on the third eye center there. Of course, your hands can always be back if that's more comfortable, but the reason I wanted them out in front, if that's available, is to lift up onto the fingertips and hold. So we're again getting that neck-shoulder connection here. And about 5 breaths here. And feel the breath flowing up the entire back of the body. And then lower the palms down. Press your way up to a table pose once more. If downward facing dog is in your practice, you're welcome to come up that way. If not, then just find a way to come up however you like. We're just gonna come into a ragdoll for a moment to let gravity release anything you're holding on to there. And then using whatever cautions you need for your body to come up. So if you're prone to osteoporosis, you don't want to round your spine. And if you hyperextend, you want to kind of bend your knees so you can round up or come up straight, whatever is more appropriate once more. And then we're going to come into some lateral bends. So your hands can be parted or together, and your feet can be next to each other or slightly apart, whatever is most comfortable for you. So inhale, feel yourself lengthen, and then exhale, lean to the right. Pause here, see what it feels like to look slightly down, and then slightly up, and then bring the head to center and arms up. And then same thing, opposite. So of course, if it's uncomfortable to move the head, you can keep your head center. Exhale. And then inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. And circle the arms around. Anything you need to do to release there. If you have that resistance band, this is where we'll use that. So you don't want it to be too strenuous, so I have a pretty loose band here. So you're gonna bring your arms parallel, straighten them out. You wanna be in good, proper alignment standing. And then you're gonna part your arms. So I'm gonna even part, take this a little bit wider. So you're gonna open, close, open, close. You can do this about 10 times. So the thing you wanna be focused on too is that you're not kind of arching around. I'm gonna keep your posture correct. And these resistance bands, I have such trouble saying that. Resistance bands are very inexpensive. They're useful for all kinds of things. I get them on Amazon really dirt cheap. So, and you can use them for other things as well. So we'll let that go. And then interlacing the hands behind, we're gonna part our feet wide, soften the knees a little bit. So this standing yoga mudra, so you're really getting the neck and shoulders here. If you like, you can kind of sway it a little bit side to side, whatever feels right to you. We'll hold this for about 5 more breaths. After your 5th one, release. Maybe you pause here. Take your time coming to standing. You don't want to move too quickly. You want to use whatever your body needs mechanically, whether it's rounding or that straight spine. So I do not have a wall that is going to be in camera, so I'm pulling a chair up. It's going to be a forward fold with your arms up the wall. So my elbows would kind of be higher than my head if I had my dithers here, but because this is what I've got in camera range. So this is that nice kind of, again, neck and shoulder stretch. My knees are a little bit soft here. And this is one that you can hold for a fairly long time. Because I'm using a chair, I'm just gonna hold it for a few breaths. Similarly, if I had an actual wall, my chiropractor was always telling me to take my elbow or my shoulder blade to the wall and stretch kind of like we did on the ground. So that would be an option for that kind of stretch too, if it was not comfortable for you to do that on the floor, because that can be a long one. So however you like, we're gonna be coming back to the ground. If you have 2 blocks or something similar, you might grab those. I'm gonna put mine on this kind of medium height. There's 3 heights, but you'll be able to figure out where it's gonna be appropriate for you. I'm gonna be out in front of you. You're gonna bring your hands into a prayer position and the fingers will go back down. The elbows and upper arms are gonna set on the blocks. So it's kind of you can be down like in a child's pose, or if you prefer to kneel it up a little bit more. This is pretty comfy for me. So it's a totally different kind of stretch with the arms though in this child's pose. And again, you can hold it for longer than we will today. We'll hold about 5 more breaths. Gently release. That yoga mudra can also be done on the ground if you prefer to do that on the ground. So one other seated arm neck stretch. If we take our right arm underneath the left and lift the elbows up. So it's that eagle, Garudasana arms, so really stretching it out. Just holding, maybe lifting up even a little higher. And gently release and switch the arms. So that's a big stretch. Lift, hold, maybe lifting up higher. And keeping the breath flowing. If you're holding your breath, it means you're probably working a little too hard. When you feel even, release that out. Maybe shake or roll. So we'll move into a restorative fish, which is the final posture I have for us today before final rest. Some folks don't use the block in the back the way I do. This is the way I found it to be most comfortable for me. So my blocks look like this. This block goes not right up against my tailbone, goes in the very center of the spine, about 2 fists up, I would say, from my tailbone. It's the thoracic vertebra. My neck with the degenerative disc, it really needs the higher block. Some folks are comfortable really putting their neck down like that. You're gonna have to find what works for you, but I like it like this. This is a place I can hang out for a very long time. And for today, we'll just hold for about 5 breaths. It's a lovely heart opener too. It opens up the throat chakra. And it feels really good on the shoulder blades. When you feel ready to come out, be careful not to hurt yourself or jar yourself or tip your blocks over, but do come out and then make your way to a comfortable position on the mat or on the ground or wherever you are for that final resting pose or shavasana. Just setting yourself up, adding any items of comfort that you might be wanting or needing for the moment. So feel the whole body supported on the ground. And back of the head, shoulders, those muscles of the neck, relaxing and loosening into your mat. It's almost as if there's a cushion for each and every vertebra. Hips and buttocks are comfortably supported. Back of the legs, heels of the feet are grounded. Entire back of the body resting on the mat. And top of the body is light and free. Feeling the bottom of the body, the back of the body heavy. The top of the body light and free. Now sensing into both heavy and light simultaneously. Whole body heavy and light, heavy and light, heavy and light. And sensation to the mouth, upper lip, lower lip, and the space between the lips, the inside of the teeth, upper teeth, lower teeth, tongue, jaw relaxed. The inside of the cheekbones. Hollow tubules radiating from the inside of the cheeks to the outer peaks and valleys of the ears. And sensation to the nose. Bridge of the nose. Tip of the nose, right nostril, left nostril, the difference of sensation between the inhale and the exhale, a perfect balance. The eyes, orbs of sensation, shimmering energy, upper lids, lower lids, the space between the lashes, brow, forehead relaxed, eyes sinking deep within the head to that universe that knows only peace and ease. And tracing an invisible line back from the brow, through the scalp to the nape at the back of the neck. Feeling the relaxation there. Shoulders touching the ground. Upper arms and elbows relaxed. And feeling the lower arms and the wrist. And sensation to the palms of the hands and all of the tiny fingers that make up the hands. Right rib cage, left rib cage. The hollow notch at the base of the throat. Breathing in from the crown of the head all the way down to the soles of the feet, releasing out anything that no longer serves you. And inhaling in from the soles of the feet all the way up to the crown of the head, drawing in universal healing energy from Mother Nature and the universe around you. Back of the body resting on the ground. Shoulders relaxed. Hips open, legs supported, thighs, hamstrings, knees, the hollow space behind the knees, shins, calves, the looseness of the ankles. Gratitude to the soles of the feet. And positive healing energy radiating from all 10 fingers and all 10 toes. Whole body resting on the ground. Slowly inviting the breath to return to normal, perhaps wiggling fingers, toes. Maybe you move that head gently side to side, giving it some loving care. If you like, on an inhale, stretch your arms and legs out in opposition, and on an exhale, you can always hug those knees into the chest and rock out the lower back if that's appropriate for you. And then I'll invite you to make your way to a fetal position, whichever side is more comfortable for you today. Pausing there, maybe your cheek rests on your upper arm, and you just pause. And breathing into any intentions you might have had for your practice, thanking the body for all it does for you. Maybe even pausing and recalling some of those things that really do bring you joy. As it becomes right for you, you'll draw your navel muscles into the spine to protect the lower back. The elbow closest to the ground will press in along with the opposite hand, and upper body strength. We'll circle the hands around and we'll come up to seated again. If you like, you can bring those hands into the chest. The thumbs can come up to the forehead for honest thought, to the lips for honest speech, and back to the heart for honest intention. And namaste, the light in my heart shines in the light in yours. So it's been my pleasure to be with you. Sorry I missed you guys last week. I had an appointment that went way over time. Always anxious to hear if anybody has any topics they'd like to see covered for the next Thankful Thursday. We try to do this every Thursday. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 Thursdays a month. All the videos do, of course, play on Facebook, but they're also always available for free, usually within an hour, on the YouTube channel. We appreciate any likes on YouTube. Today is the day that they narrow down Yoga Warrior to the top 5, so I appreciate your votes on that as well. Tonight is week 5 of Pandemic Problem Solving Workshop with myself and Karen Han, using hypnosis, mindfulness, NLP, EFT, essential oils, all kinds of great stuff. If you missed the first 4, it's okay. We have recordings. You can sign up. Links are going to be in the same area. And let's see, last Monday of the month is group hypnosis here. It'll be healthy communications in April. We'll have another sound bowl healing in about 2 or 3 weeks. I have to look at the calendar. Every Wednesday in the morning we have therapeutic yin. And of course, I'm always available for private yoga, yoga therapy, meditation, essential oils, hypnosis, hypnotherapy, etc., etc. So thank you all so much, and I hope you all found something to be thankful for today on Thankful Thursday. Namaste.